So, 02 is officially reborn. Kind of. So what's up guys, Foxen here. Forget about Darling the FranXX, it's literally Darling in the 02. So who's writing who now? And yes, I do have to start this off by talking about that super-sized 02. After that massive twist, and all the other crazy stuff that's been going on in the past few episodes, I really didn't think that Darling the FranXX could make me say, what the fuck? But my god, did it do it again. Just seeing 02 taking over the Apath and literally becoming planet-sized. What the fricking hell? I was like, are the drugs kicking in now? But it's a little too early for that. Anyway, let me go back a little and talk about 02's mind. So it really all comes back to 02's picture book. Literally, it's everything that defines 02's mind and life. That it defines the whole world inside of her mind. Interesting to notice how 02 is still that very small red demon inside her mind. That's how she sees herself. Unfortunately, even after coming all this way, it seems that 02 reverted back to thinking about herself as a monster, and hence he had 02 feeling bad about being together with Hiro. More so, it was kind of the fact that Hiro was turning into a demon himself by being with 02. This I actually found surprising. I thought that 02 had long gotten way past this, but it looks like deep down inside she was still struggling internally with this. But I'm sorry 02, it's way too late to turn back now. Hiro is totally horny now, with those blue horns sticking out. I know you're all about that picture book, but the picture book is done. You guys need to continue writing your own story from here on. Which, by the way, I do like how they were using Hiro's horrible prince drawing, which is really to continue 02 and Hiro's story from here on. Hiro, you should have just made yourself into One Punch Man, or at least given yourself a little bit more upgrades. Alright, and now on to the biggest what the hell moment from this episode. You got 02 being reborn. 02's actual body replaced the Apath. Just how big is this Apath crap again? 02 has literally become the biggest, best girl in history. By the way, is Hiro still inside of her, right? So who's writing who now? It should be fine though, they could switch positions later. But getting serious for a moment, let me mention that I'm not totally a fan of how this thing looks, which is 02 literally becoming the body of this thing. More so her being extremely titan-sized. I was hoping this thing would be a little more symbolic, instead of her suddenly becoming moon-sized. But I can't be the only one. Does anyone else have a problem with how this thing looks? Or are you totally into titan-sized girls? To be fair, let's see where this goes in the final episode. Who knows, it could win me over with the finale. By the way, did you notice 02's headpiece at the end there? The top portion of the 02 Apath looks like a wedding veil. And actually, the whole Apath's armor actually resembles a dress, kind of. So, looks like that happy ending is coming. But wait, what was that 02 scene of her body turning into stone there? So, does it confirm 02 being gone now? I mean, it's not like she could return to the body on Earth now. Is she officially gone? Or does she need to stay as a giant Klaxosaur FranXX forever now? Anyway, this whole episode was in full Gurren Lagann territory. So what was that? The moon is a giant robot or spaceship too? Or in this case, it could be more like a Death Star. Thankfully, it was only a warp portal. Sure, the Klaxosaur people built it long ago. Let's buy that for now. Unfortunately, conveniently for 02 and Hiro, the rest of Squad 13 cannot go with them. So, is this a one-way trip? It's looking like they want to end this Avenger style for the finale. Let's go ahead and let Iron Man, the Apath, drop a nuke on the main mothership. Cause screw VIRM. Right now I do have a juicy prediction for the end, but let me touch on a few other things this episode. First off, near the beginning you have Mitsuru staying behind with Kokoro. It seemed like a lot of people in the previous episode missed Mitsuru staying, but he wasn't geared up. Mitsuru's job is now to stay with his lovely wife Kokoro. For both of these two, it seems like love transcends it all. Move over Hiro and 02. You got another competing couple here in this series. And this one perhaps farther along. They're already having a baby. I did like seeing Mitsuru still having some bond with Kokoro even after the mind wipe. To give him even more credit, he decided to keep that DIY ring of theirs. As for the other 02 this episode, specifically 02's body. So what the frigging hell, they decided to leave Best Girl's body behind. Previously I was thinking they would take 02's body with them. That way, hey, 02 has a place to return. When I saw 02 being left behind, I was just hoping someone would take care of her body. She was definitely bound to get more cuts and injuries. As for the trip to Mars this episode, so the FranXX all got space upgrades. They've all gone partially black now. That's how you know they're totally serious about this. Gotta blend into space there. I am really liking the new upgrades. You've got some space rockets, which you can be sure they're gonna get some friendship boost later. Plus, I got these orange golden spears, which can shoot lasers on top of that. Here's something I didn't see coming this episode was Hiro and the blonde alpha guy. So oh no, Hiro was cheating on 02 by riding the 9's alpha blonde guy. 02 definitely wouldn't be happy if she saw this. By the way, if it wasn't already clear, you got a confirmation here from Alpha about being able to assume either position, so others could ride them. They're that freaky. When I saw Hiro riding the blonde dude, I thought that pretty much reduced the chances of one of these guys backstabbing them. I guess the option for the blonde alpha dude to go into stampede mode still existed. And about the 9's alpha guy this episode, so you got him pooping out Hiro, and he fricking used himself as a suicide bomb. It took a while, but redemption achieved for this guy. Looks like no betrayal from the 9's guy, at least not that one. As for some of the space battle scenes this episode, I know a lot of people say this reminds them of Star Wars, but this was actually reminding me a lot of Battlestar Galactica. Come on, gotta destroy those damn Cylons. I mean damn VIRM. Which sci-fi space series did this remind you of? Somewhere this episode, you also had this lovely moment between Ichigo, Goro, and Hiro. So all of these guys are best buddies until the very end. I was just glad to see Goro fixing their bond before the final assault. Although to be fair, he did have a point back there in the previous episode. As for Hachi and Nano this episode, so slowly you have the second tier characters dropping off quickly, one by one this episode. I was thinking, is Hachi next? For Nano's sake, I am hoping he makes it out of this alive, and hopefully regaining some of that personality he lost too. As for VIRM this episode, you have the VIRM mass appearing in the middle of the space battle. Once again, you have them proclaiming themselves to be this utopia, which is really going back to the idea of surrendering oneself and pretty much dying in the process. Just think back to the so-called lives that the adults in the plantations lived. How much of that can you really call living? Watch, there might be just one more twist coming. By the way, really quickly, did you notice on the giant VIRM alien that appeared, you got a nice Kill la Kill reference there on its chest. Also do notice those upside down Y symbols on their body too. Anyway, prediction time, and definitely let me know your own too for the finale. We'll find out who's right next week or who got closest. You got Kokoro here in the end hoping that these two get a happy ending. I'm still thinking that it's not going to be 100% a happy ending. Previously, my prediction was that 02 and Hiro would join inside of the Apath. Then both of them together would fight VIRM until the end of time. After this episode, I think that's going to be slightly different, since I see them most likely succeeding with nuking VIRM in their headquarters. I still see 02 and Hiro being alive at the very end. But what if, after the explosion goes off, they have no way of getting back home? I mean, who's going to open another warp gate anyway? So perhaps in the ending you're going to have both of them together, 02 and Hiro, but they're going to be stuck on a planet. It'll then be up to both of them to repopulate this alien planet, until the end of time. Also, do I smell another time skip coming? So what do you think about this one prediction? Definitely let me know your own down below. Either way, I don't see specifically 02 dying. Perhaps there is a small chance for Hiro, and this is just partially based on the upcoming Darling in the FranXX merch. Kinda hard to get some sales with the fallen Hiro. Oh, and I almost forgot about the rest of the guys. I'm thinking that somewhere in there, Hachi's gonna find a way to open up a warp gate, so the rest of the guys will randomly show up for the final battle to save Hiro and 02's booty. Question is, will they all make it? If I had to really place money on it, I would say that Futoshi and Ikuno will be the ones most likely on the chopping block. Alright, so let me actually mention a second prediction. What if for the finale, you have the full force of humanity standing up against the alien VIRM? It'll be 02 and Hiro, but also Ichigo and the rest of the gang coming in. Why or how? Well, recall that giant Klaxosaur spear that the VIRM made. I'm thinking they're still saving that, and that's gonna come into play really huge. As their final desperate dying move, the VIRM Aliens could try to destroy Earth with that. Giant 02 as the Apath would jump back to their solar system and then sacrifice herself by taking the full hit of it. But wait, right before the Giant 02 does this, she would carefully leave Zero on the ground or just somewhere safe. Then you see the Giant 02 robot being blown to a million pieces. So 02 dies in this prediction. I really don't see a Gurren Lagann type of ending here. The Giant 02 Apath may end up getting destroyed. However, you're very likely gonna see 02's soul return to her original body. Yep, the one that turned into stone. Slowly but surely, you're gonna see her stone body magically revert back to normal. Overall, happy ending achieved. The only thing left for 02 and Hiro is to start repopulating Earth. Have fun! But anyway, let me hear from you now. Question of the day. Can 02 and Hiro both make it out alive? Will only 02 die or only Hiro? Do you see anyone being taken out? Which perfect ending do you want to see next week? Anyway, be sure to give a 02 size thumbs up and subscribe. You got the final episode next week, so you definitely don't want to miss my thoughts on it. Don't forget to check out my review on the latest My Hero Academia episode. The final review for the SAO spinoff is coming later too. So definitely click that bell icon and I'll see you guys later.